Hi, I'm now going to discuss with you the topic of a product that we stock on the tvtrade.ie website, which is the manual AB satellite switch. And this switch would be used to take feeds from two separate satellites. Cable 1 here would come from one satellite, and cable 2 would come from another, and a single feed feeds into a single satellite receiver. Now, the purpose of this particular thing is to combine the two feeds from two satellites and allow us to have both sets of satellite channels tuned into a single satellite receiver. The advantage of this is it's very simple and cheap to implement. Another advantage of it is it can work on boxes that are not Dissect enabled. The disadvantage is, with this particular system, to switch from one satellite to the other, you actually have to come over to the switch and physically switch from one button to the next. Now, if you have a Dissect enabled switch and you're feeling, or a Dissect enabled satellite receiver, what you can of course use is something like the global Dissect switch here. Which simply takes the feeds from the two satellites, and when this is correctly set up, and there's a certain amount of setup on each satellite receiver to get this to work, when this is correctly set up, it'll let you flick between the two satellites as if they were coming off a single dish. So it's completely seamless in terms of the switching between the two satellites. But on this particular satellite receiver here, it's not an option because we just don't have Dissect facilities on it. I have a switch here that I've already wired. I'll simply demonstrate it to you. There's three wires. The first wire is coming from cable A. It's coming from the Sky satellite dish. The next one is the feed B is coming from the Astra 1 80cm dish, which we'll expect to give us French and German channels. And then the out is actually feeding into the back of the satellite box. So currently, if we crouch down now and we look at the television screen and we hit the OK button, we can see that we have channel 4, but there's no picture on it, no satellite pictures received, and that's because we're not taking our feed from the Astra 2 satellite dish. Now if I hit the AB switch here, the position A, you can see automatically channel 4 flicks in. Okay, and now if I flick down to the French channel that's coming off Astra 2, we'll see no satellite signal has been received. But once again, if I now flick to this particular 80cm dish by hitting the B button, you will see that it works. So I mean, that's as simple as it is. It's extremely simple. You can have a box that's pre-programmed for both satellite things, and simply afterwards, instead of physically pulling the cables in and out, just use this switch in between. So it's a very cheap, simple item. There's very little scope to go wrong with it. If the box is pre-programmed, unlike with a Dissect switch, which you have to program with the Dissect facility in place, it'll work and can be retrofitted onto a satellite box. So that's it from beginning to end. The manual AB satellite switch.